Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Best of 3 here in Arena Underground. This week we are playing Azorius Control World Championship version. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to click that like and subscribe button below. It's a way to support the channel for free. Alright guys, so we have a cool one for you this week. We decided to do a little bit of a tutorial, if you want to call it that. How to beat mono red with a control deck pretty consistently. So I believe we have 3 games for you. Obviously it's best of 3, so we have to manage the time and how long we make these videos. But we have really good games here against mono red, and we just wanted to share that with you. So yeah, it's what it is. So before we go forward with the deck tech, I just want to congratulate Paulo, Vitor, Damo, Rosa, or PVDDR, in winning the World Championship this past weekend. We would have liked to do a congratulation video at the beginning of the week, but we already had our recorded video for Meta Tuesday, so we had to upload that, and today is the day that we say congratulations again to PVDDR, and we are using his deck to win against mono red here in traditional standard. Basically, we went, I think we pretty much passed through platinum level with this deck, just winning games, winning and winning all over, especially against mono red, which feels pretty good. Anyway, talking about this deck, I think what PVDDR and maybe his friends did to create this deck is, you know, it's a control deck, but it's mainly set to win against aggro. And then you have a sideboard where you can change things up. So it's more like a mid-range game, feels like to me. So you kind of do a little bit of control, but then you also get these cool cards to start attacking and gaining life, etc. I mean, it is a control deck, right? You guys know it. You guys played against it. So anyway, yeah, it's basically, we got 4 Dovin's Veto, 4 copies of 3 Dovin's Veto, actually main deck, 4 copies of Absorb. We have 3 Shatter the Skies. But then we have Burst of Meletis, which is awesome against aggro decks when you get, especially getting that 0-4 and then gaining life. But as also the first trigger to search for a basic land is very important. A lot of times we have a hand that has only 2 lands, but we have a Birth of Meletis, and that kind of changed things up, you know? We get that extra land and we get to play our things. We have Omen of the Sea, which is a great addition from Theros Beyond Death. I think these enchantments are why this deck is so great. Then we have a couple of Vanishing Light, especially against Annex, Narsets, and things like that. Mystical Dispute, other source of counters, right? Thirst for Meaning is an awesome card that we can use to draw what we need and maybe discard what we don't need. We have 2 copies of Narset, 4 copies of Teferis. Teferi is obviously great in any game, but Narset specifically against Steamer Reclamation decks. And then we have 1 Archon of Sun's Grace, which paired up with Dream Trawler, it's very good. And then we have 3 copies of Elspeth's Conquer's Death, main deck again. Alright, but let's talk about the sideboard. I think this is very important. So we have Glass Casket and Aether Gust. These are great additions against mono red. Cerulean Drake, of course, is an awesome protection against mono red. Also against Steamer Reclamation sometimes. Aether Gust as well against Steamer Reclamation. Another copy of Dovin's Veto and 2 copies of Mystical Dispute. This is your control mirror package. 1 more copy of Narset here. Again, if you're playing against Steamer Reclamation, you want to bring all your Narsets in. If you can play Narset and Teferi, keep them on board, pretty much lock them down. There's no way they can win for that, although the games go pretty long. 2 more copies of Archon. Again, you want to bring these in against aggro. Sometimes they're pretty good against control as well, because control doesn't expect you to have any creatures, so they take out most of their removal, and maybe you get to surprise them with 3 Archons of Some Grace that come down on turn 4. Then we have 2 copies of Commence the Endgame. I think this card is also here because of control matches. Because you bring all your counters in, but maybe you want to take out your creatures and bring in the Commence the Endgame, and it's a way to draw more cards, which is always good when you're playing a control mirror or matchup. And then you also get to an amass token that could be your finisher, right? So in any case, that is the deck. I think the deck is amazing. I think we're probably gonna get to Mythic pretty easily this weekend just playing this deck. And yeah, that's all. Again, congratulations to PVDDR. And I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial of how to beat Mono Red. The matches are really good. I think the third match especially, it's awesome because it's a little bit of a longer game, but it shows that our opponent was kind of playing very well, knowing that we had removal and was trying to avoid, you know, playing a lot of creatures so that our Shatter the Sky wouldn't be too great. But we managed to win that match anyway, and yeah, feels pretty good. So hope you enjoy the tutorial on how to beat Mono Red with Azorius control. And yeah, that's all for today. Have a good one, guys. Alright, we are playing Azorius Control World Championship version. Yeah, I think we're gonna mulligan this. It's just being on the draw is not ideal. This is even worse, of course, so yeah, we'll have to keep this. Send Absorb to the bottom and Fable Passage to the bottom. We do have a Scry with Temple of Enlightenment. Yeah, we are playing against Mono Red. Alright, we'll keep the Birth of Meletis. That's a good card against Mono Red. Pass the turn. See if there's a Rubber of the Rich. Oh no, Fervent Champion. Perfect. So our opponent kept a 1-lander. That is... or actually a tap land. And that's fine with us. We get to birth here. Get another white source for our Shatter the Sky. Alright guys, we're on to something here. So we need to stop a Annex. That's all we need to stop, I think, at the moment. Anything else should be fine. Alright, that's another Fervent Champion. Sure. Alright, they get that. Alright, so what are we doing this turn? We can send Rubber of the Rich back to their hand with Teferi. And then Teferi dies, but we have Shatter the Sky. Alright, let's try that. Let's see what we draw. Alright, Absorbed is not the worst. It's definitely not the worst, but we are taking 4 here and then gaining 2 next turn. So we are in a virtual 10. Alright, opponent goes on the attack. They can't Embercleave at the moment, but they are going to kill nothing. So we'll see an Annex here. Not... Alright, we don't see anything. Not quite sure what our opponent's doing, but... yeah, alright, here's the Annex. They were hoping to get that land. Which is fine, so... let's try this. What are our options, I guess? We can pass the turn, Shatter the Sky. Our opponent would get... 4 tokens, I guess. Alright, pass the turn. See what they do. We'll definitely stop before the next combat. Okay. There's a land. Go on the attack. Alright, so I guess we do Shatter the Sky here, right? It's not like they're gonna kill Teferi I mean, this is fine. I think this is fine. They get a couple of tokens, and it's going to be nice with an Embercleave in hand, but we do have a sword for Embercleave, so... Rimrock Knight, and... Alright, that's it. Cool. So we get another birth here. We can Omen of the Sea and see what we draw. Or we could just... I guess we can birth and get a Plains. Pass the turn. See what our opponent does. I mean, they have Castle Embereth, so they can do a lot of damage here. Yep. They know we don't have another Shatter this guy, so... Alright. Cool. They go for the all-out attack. They steal something. A land. They also have a counter available. Alright, let's see what's next. If they have a shock, they can play the counter against our absorbed, so that's that. Well, we don't have choice. Thirst of Meaning. Yeah, I don't think Elspeth Conquers Death is going to do it, so we'll discard that. Absorbed is not going to do it. Play the Omen of the Sea. Find a Shatter. Put it in hand, but then... Alright, yep, I guess we can do all this.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Shatter the Sky. Gain a life, so we're dead to Slaying Fire. Oh, we didn't gain a life there. I'm thinking this is Oath of Kaya when this is actually Shatter the Sky, so... Yep. Rimrock Knight, okay. Alright, and then we are pretty dead here. I mean, we can give them back their Torbrand, but... not really going to do it. We can create a token. Alright, okay. Alright, that's something. Let's pass the turn. See how our opponent plays this turn. We have options. Alright, here comes a Torbrand. Which we need to absorb. So we gain 3. Robber of the Rich, we gain 3 more. Alright, we're up to 10. They kill Teferi. We're good. Okay. Alright, we passed the turn. That's a land, so our opponent could Concede? Good game, mono red. Alright, yeah, I mean, the Castle Ardenvale is not going to let them attack. And, yeah, we might be able to take it from there. Okay, so we go back to our mono red plan, which is bring in all the Aether Gods, all the Cerulean Drakes, all the Archons, take out the Dovin's Vetoes, take out some of the Absorbs, take out Dream Trawler and Elspeth Conquers Death. Those cards are just too big. I mean, we can keep like one Elspeth Conquers Death, but I don't think it's ideal. Absorbs are actually not bad. What else is bad? I think Mystical Dispute is pretty bad, right? So we bring another Absorb in. We'll keep Conquer's Death just in case. I mean, Dream Trawler. Dream Trawler is big, right? So maybe we'll... Yeah, we'll bring a Dream Trawler. Let's see if we can make it happen. Alright, so we are up one game against Mono Red yet again. You would think Mono Red is the most played deck in best of 1, but it's also maybe the most played deck in best of 3 as well. Such a crazy options. Alright, so we have a Scry here, and we have a removal into Fairy. I'm not sure about this like big land heavy hand, but I guess we'll see what it gets us. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have like a 3 Fervent Champion hand. There's a Scorch Spitter. Okay. We'll draw. Sure, that's a good card. And main phase, alright. We'll keep the Cerulean Drake. That's a good draw. We did not see a runaway Stimkin for our opponent in that game. But we do see an Unchained Berserker. Alright, run out the Cerulean Drake. Our opponent's not going to have mana to Embercleave this turn, so we're definitely killing something here with our Cerulean Drake. Alright, they're going in. Sure. Okay, Rimrock, sure. It's cool. Play the Rimrock. Alright, we're on to something now. We can do planes. Guess we do planes to Teferi. If they want to shock Teferi, that's pretty fine with us, so we'll just give back their Scorch Spitter. Yep, no attacks. Pass the turn. It's incredible that not even Torbrand is great against Cerulean Drake. It's quite awesome, actually. Alright, cool. Alright, so we can play the Castle Ardenvale. This way, well, if we're playing Banishing Light, yeah, I guess we'll go for the Scry. Playing Banishing Light anyway, so... no attacks. Alright, so our opponent could now have Embercleave. They play Torbrand, so they can kill Teferi pretty easily here, but we get rid of one of these creatures. Alright, so it deals that much damage plus 2. So this is going to deal 5 to us. This is going to deal 3. Next turn, it's going to deal 3 more. But they... okay, so they didn't attack with the Rimrock Knight. Sure. what are our options? We can play this. Create a token. Yep, I guess we'll pass the turn, no attacks. Hope our opponent doesn't have Embercleave again, which is what we pray for. Every turn, mono red draws a card. That's a land. It's not it. Scorch Spitter is fine. Let's see how they attack. Alright, opponent, that's a pretty bad attack, actually. Sure, they can Castle Embereth. That's not really gonna do much. Alright, and yeah, we get to play a Dream Trawler now. And that's game. Good game, mono red. Good match. Alright, very cool. Alright guys, we are playing Azorius Control World Championship version. Okay, very cool. So let's see, we have cool lands, including one Scry land here. Should be pretty simple. And yeah, we have Omen of the Sea into Narset into Shatter the Sky. Sure, we'll try this. We go first. So we'll play our Scry land first. Yeah, we'll keep Teferi. It's a nice card to have on top at the moment. And we are playing against mono red. So it's a good thing we do have a Shatter the Sky in hand. So we'll just play the plains here. Actually, let's go with Island. Pass the turn. Let's see what our opponent does before we play our Omen of the Sea. Alright, Robber of the Rich, sure. So, this is good. So we can Omen of the Sea. Find out what we have. Don't know if we want another land here. I mean, I'd rather give our opponent a Field of Ruin. And then we can send this plains to the bottom. The problem is our opponent's going to take... Alright, so we'll take the plains, leave our opponent with the Field of Ruin. Yep. Alright, so they're going to attack with both of their creatures. And they're going to take that Field of Ruin. Sure. It goes into exile because it's a land, so they don't get anything, actually. It's pretty good. So we go with the plains. And I believe we could pass the turn and just keep our planeswalkers. Or we could just Teferi bounce Omen of the Sea. Or bounce Robber. I think we bounce Robber. And let our opponent make some decisions there. This is just a tempo play, so our opponent will have to... Yeah, this is good in case they play an Annex. So they'll have to play the Robber again. Or, yeah, they could do that. But that's good, because then we get to Shatter this guy next turn. Alright, so they have 3 Fervent Champions. They attack us. That's actually really good for us. So we'll take 6 here, go down to 10. But then we get to plus Teferi and keep a Shatter the Sky available. Alright, they get lands. It's fine. We'll play an island here. Pass the turn. Our opponent plays a land. Alright, we're gonna see what they do next before damage. See if they want to play like an Embercleave or something. Or, yep, they use their Castle Embereth, so now this is a good turn for us to Shatter the Sky. Alright, so we basically took their turn. They didn't do anything that turn. We get another Shatter this guy. That is awesome. So we get to Castle Ardenvale. Pass the turn here, I think, and see what they do. Alright, this should be good. I feel pretty good about this. Let's see if they just go for... Alright, they play 2 robbers. That's great. Now we get to shatter this guy again. Pass the turn. That is awesome. We get to play a Birth of Meletis here. And our opponent concedes. Yep, I think we got them there. No Annex, and we took out 5 of their creatures. That's pretty good. So against Mono Red, we'll bring Glass Casket in. Take out the Dovin's Veto. It's not that great. We can take out Mystical Dispute, I believe. Keep the Absorbs. Bring in Cerulean Drake. Bring in Aether Gust. Now, let's see, what else do we want to do? We can bring more Aether Gust in. I think Narset is like fine, but it's not amazing. I'd rather, I think... Let's see, what do we want to do? So we want to bring these Archons in, right? We won the life gain. We go down an Elspeth Conquers Death. I think we play it like that. So it seems fine. We can go down maybe 1 Omen of the Sea or 1 Thirst. We'll go down 1 Thirst. Bring in another Aether Gust. And yeah. Let's see if we can do this. We're already up 1 game. That's ideal when you're playing against aggro with that control deck. Alright. Yeah, this hand looks promising. I mean, we don't have any sweepers, but we could find them with Omen of the Sea and Narset, so we'll try it. Alright, that is actually really good for us, because we get to play a tap land here. Our opponent doesn't have any first turn play. This might be like a Robber of the Rich or a Runaway Stimkin. Alright, that's the Stimkin. Short. Alright, so we don't have any plays other... I guess we'll go Birth of Meletis, right? So, play the island. Play Birth. Get a Plains. Pass the turn. Yeah, I think Birth of Meletis is 1 card you have to play right away if you have it in hand against aggro decks because of that 0/4 that you get. Alright, Scorch Spitter is great. It's something that's not going to attack this turn, so this gives us time to find a Shatter the Sky, potentially. Alright, so Runaway Stimkin, sure, Light Up, and Torbran. Okay, so we know they're not playing Torbran next turn, so that's a card that's going on exile. That's good for us. We get, and we draw the Shatter the Sky, so we are pretty good here. I think we just do Plains, Vanishing Light, so that our opponent, we make sure they don't play that Torbran. This is the one way we ensure that happens. Seems they are low on lands, but obviously we're not sure yet. They could be planning to play them on main phase 2. Light up the stage. Alright, did not find any lands, but they could light up the stage again. Alright, there are the lands. Alright, so they find it. They're going to lose the Torbran, but they get an Annex. Alright, very cool. So, we get to do a few things here. We get to Fable Passage and find an island. Alright, we get to Cerulean Drake. And then we'll play Omen of the Sea later on. Alright, here comes the 4th land. I think they have to play Annex. I think they don't want to lose that Annex, but... Alright, they go for Torbran first, which is okay because we do have Cerulean Drake, so at least we are sort of protected. We are gonna play this Omen of the Sea to see what we get next. Right, Aether Gust is pretty good. Thirst for Meaning as well. So, yep, we'll keep both. They both seem pretty good. And then we'll block Scorch Spitter here. That's perfect. Yeah, because now we get to Aether Gust this Torbran. Then we're pretty much good to go. This is an instant too, so we get to play that. Yep, I think we just pass the turn. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. They might want to commit a bunch of things to the board because of this Torbran. They're not going to commit anything, which we don't care because we have a Cerulean Drake. There's nothing they can do here. We'll just block. Yep. Okay, here comes the Annex. Do we care about this? I guess we can put it back on... I don't know, I mean, they'll get, what, 3, 4, 5. They might get 5 tokens. Yeah, that's sort of fine. I mean, we'll Aether Gust the Torbran now. Opponent keeps it on top. Annex comes down. We Thirst for Meaning. Get a few cards, including a Dream Trawler, which we can play next turn. So we'll submit the Temple and the Narset, I believe. Alright, we drew another Shatter the Sky. That's perfect. So we don't really care now about any of these things. I mean, we could play Teferi, bounce the Annex. Yeah, this is fine. I think we're definitely playing the control game. Our opponent's just playing 1 card per turn, so we're in pretty good shape here. They could potentially kill Teferi now and play something, but it's just none of these things are going to do anything for them. And now they have more cards than us in hand, so this Robert's not even going to get them a card. All right, so they finally they kill Teferi with Bone Crusher. Sure, that's fine. Alright, so we are going to scry here. See what we find with the Omen of the Sea. Don't need any more lands. Alright, do get a castle. That's fine. We get a Dream Trawler, which they can tap, right? But we are still pretty good here. I don't see how we lose this game. No attacks. They have so many cards in hand, and it seems like most of them might be like, you know, 3 mana, 4 mana cards that are not doing much. So, yeah, that's game. Good game, mono red. Alright, everyone, this is another game with Azorius Control, World Championship version. The deck Paulo, Vitor, Damo, Rosa, or PVDDR. Used to win the championship. So this hand looks fine if we're playing something like Control or Ramp. The worry is if we are playing mono red, but I think we have to try it and not assume anything. We are on the draw. Yep, let's see what we're up against. All right, it's mono red, of course, which is the most played deck in any category, being best of 1 or best of 3. Alright, we don't want any more land, so Castle Arden, even though Castle Ardenvale is fine, we need a Shatter the Sky here. If we are aiming to win this first game on the draw. Alright, here comes Robber. Let's see what they steal here. Alright, they get our... Is that a Birth of Meletis? Yeah, that's annoying. Alright, so we play an island here and pass the turn. Opponent's gonna keep stealing stuff from us. That's an Annex, so we have to Omen of the Sea here before Rubber of the Rich attacks. We don't want to give them anything good. So we're going to keep Teferi, and hopefully that's like a land after Teferi, right? We at least get to bounce the Annex with Teferi, so they took our Banishing Light, which is also really good against Annex. So I guess we'll because if we Banishing Light now, they can banish the Banishing Light, right? Well, we'll do that. That's not like great for them, right? So, alright, let's try it. See if we don't die. Next turn with an Embercleave. See what they take now so far. Alright, that's a land. That's good. So let's see what they decide on doing. Alright, they go with Embercleave. Alright, what do we want to do here? So I think we're dead. I mean, there's nothing really we can do here to not be dead. We'll take 3 next turn. We'll take 4. So no matter what we do, I mean, yeah, we can bounce the Banishing Light. That's not going to do anything. Just alright, let's go to the next game. Yeah, this was a very bad hand against aggro, and yeah, but we do have some nice options here. We bring in the Archons, we bring in the Cerulean Drakes, bring in the 1 Glass Casket copy, take out Dovin's Veto, which we don't need, take out the Mystical Disputes, which we don't need, and we take out 1 Teferi. Actually, we take out 2 Teferis here, 1 Elspeth, bring in 3 Aether Gusts, and we go with that. Alright, awesome. We're gonna play first. And this hand's fine. I think this hand is fine because of the Omen of the Sea. So we're gonna keep it. Would have been nice to have a Scryland here on turn 1, but we don't, so that's that. Alright, so let's see what they have. That's a Teen Street Dodger. Alright, so we're gonna take 1 here. Okay. Alright, pass the turn. We always want to play Omen of the Sea on our opponent's turn if possible, because this way we see what they have and we get to do a better scry depending on what our opponent plays, right? Now if we get to turn 4 and play this Archon, I think we're going to be in good shape. Alright, that seems like a light up the stage moment. Sure, we'll take the damage from Teen Street Dodger. Alright, they don't play anything. That was really weird. So they don't have any 2 plays, or they don't want to commit to the board, but I'm not sure how not committing to the board helps them. Alright, so we can't keep any of these because we need lands, so... Alright, cool, we've got a land, it's not bad. Draw a card, sure. Alright, so we don't want a Banishing Light this Teen Street Dodger, so we're just going to pass a turn. We can scry with Omen of the Sea, we can play Thirst for Meaning, or we can absorb something. Alright, that's a Fervent Champion. We'll let that be, I believe. We want to Thirst for Meaning. Alright, we'll do Thirst for Meaning now. Alright, there are the lands that we need. We will Exile Elspeth Conquers Death. I like this card, but we can actually do a Banishing Light. Yeah, we'll do a Banishing Light. Yeah, because that way if we play Archon and they somehow find a way to kill it, then we can get it back with Elspeth Conquers Death, potentially. Alright, opponent, do you have the light up the stage or not? Play a land, pass the turn. Alright, they're playing very slow. Playing against Shatter the Sky. I think we'll just play Temple here to scry. Alright, we'll keep the Aether Gust. Seems like a fine card to keep. We could Banishing Light Fervent Champion, but I'd rather maybe counter something this turn and gain 3 life, so we're going to pass the turn. Alright, let's see what our opponent commits this turn. So they're going to slowly commit to the board in order to avoid the Shatter the Sky. If we're just taking 2 a turn, that is pretty fine with us. We don't really care about that opponent. You're in a pretty healthy life total. So light up the stage. Do we want to allow that? We'll let that go. Alright, they find land and Annex. There's the land. And there's the Annex. So that we will absorb. Yeah, I think we play Temple, Scry, and then we can Aether Gust. We'll keep another Archon. I think that's a fine play. Alright, let's see if we get an Embercleave this time around. It's something our opponent can do. We'll let that go. Take 2. Sure. Alright, so our opponent's playing very slow, very smart. So this is protection against white, but it doesn't get protected from being destroyed, so we'll let that go. Alright, let's see if they have something else. Probably not. Yep. Alright, we'll play the Shatter the Sky now. I'm assuming they don't have... They don't have Annex in hand, because otherwise... That would be the best play, right? Alright, they make 4 damage to us. That's okay, we'll take that. And then we have Aether Gust in hand for protection, right? For next turn. Alright, here comes the land, and here comes Tybalt. Alright, I don't think we want to allow Tybalt to come into play. But we could also Banishing Light Tybalt. Yeah, we'll Aether Gust. I think this is okay. They could play something else next turn with the 3 mana they have available, but it's pretty fine with us. Alright, awesome. So this is the turn we play Archon. And we'll see if our opponent has something to kill it. Alright, so far they passed the turn. I think they would have played like an instant speed removal there, and they didn't. It's another land. Alright, so they don't have anything in hand, so this should be good. Should be in good shape here. I think we Narset. Try to find something. Alright, we'll keep a Shatter the Sky. This will tell our opponent they should start conceding. Just place Cerulean Drake. Attack with our Archon here. Gain 3 life. So if our opponent plays like Torbran next turn, you know, they could hit us for 3 with Scorch Spitter, but it's pretty much nothing, so I think we're good to go here. This is our opponent trying to figure out if they should concede or not. Alright, they don't. It's fine with us. Alright, our opponent's just allowing time to pass, maybe hoping that we lose because of time. We're just going to play another Archon here. This will really ensure that they're dead in the following turns. Minus Narset. Keep a Birth of Meletis, I think. We're not going to play it yet. We could have. We're not in any danger at the moment. We're up to 17 life because of the Archon life gain, so But just in case, we don't know what other shenanigans our opponent could have, like this light up the stage. And yeah, we'll let that resolve. Alright, they get a couple of fervent champions. Yep, that's fine. That is also fine. Let's see what they up to do here. They can't really pay for Castle Endbreath, so... Alright, they're gonna kill Narset here. And they attack us. Sure. Alright. Go to... Yeah, kill Fervent Champion. Kill Fervent Champion. Scorching Dragonfire. Do we care about this? I don't even know if we care about this. Yeah, we're gonna counter that in Aether Gust way. And that's game. I mean, I still don't know where our opponent was going here, but sure. Alright, we'll go for the same thing. Kind of hate drawing these Elspeth Conquers Death. But, yeah. Let's do that again. Our opponent did win game 1, so... Alright, we are 14 minutes into this game. And yeah, this hand looks pretty good. We do need removal, which we don't have, but we'll try this. Let's see how our opponent starts the game. Here's a Dodger, sure. I mean, we do have Birth of Meletis, which will be really good. Yeah, I hate drawing these Elspeth Conquers Death so early in the game. But that's that. Can't do much about that. Alright. Rubber, yep. It's pretty good. Pretty good against us. And they get that, sure. Alright, we'll pass the turn. Our opponent's gonna get to steal another card from us. And here's a Fervent Champion, so we're getting hit 4-4. They could potentially use our Banishing Light, but they decide not to do that, so we get a 0-4 here. We'll play the Island. This way we have Absorb, Thirst for Meaning, and Omen of the Sea available. I think they have Hardfire, so they're thinking if they sacrifice the Intrusive Dodger to kill our 0-4, right? But we are going to Hardfire that. Absorb that. Apologies. Gain 3 life out of the whole deal. It's pretty good. So they could play... Alright, they didn't play anything here. They could have an Embercleave. They steal another Banishing Light from us. That is really annoying. Because Banishing Light is something we can actually play. So... Alright, so what do we do now? So we can Plains into Archon. Then we take 6 from this Robber of the Ridge. We can block the Fervent Champion if they don't have anything, right? Yeah, I think that's our best bet. And then next turn, we can Elspeth Conquers Death, the Embercleave. So we'll go for that. Alright, fingers crossed that our opponent does not have a removal spell here. Alright, so they don't attack with Fervent Champion, so they don't have removal, but they are going to use these Banishing Lights. I'm pretty sure of that. Alright, we have to block, because otherwise we're just not going to do anything with our Archon, so... Alright, and they lose their Robber of the Ridge, so it's not a bad deal there. Attach Embercleave to Fervent Champion, sure. Alright, cool. So we get to Elspeth Conquers Death, this Embercleave, and hopefully get our Archon at some point. Okay, pass the turn. We are at a healthy 14 life, so we're not too worried at this point. Let's see what else our opponent has in hand. That's a land. Alright, that's fine. We get to scry here. Alright, we don't need... Alright, so do we want to keep this Castle Ventures or not? I mean, I like the option to scry here, but I don't think we need this right now, so we'll put it to the bottom. And we can play any of these cards later on. So, I mean, if we thirst for meaning now... Yeah, I feel like it's better if we pass the turn. See what our opponent draws here. Because then we get Archon and we get to Omen of the Sea. Okay, that's a Torbrand. That is not good. So we need to thirst for meaning. Alright, we get to shatter this guy. That's good. So we're going to decline. Because we want to keep our Omen of the Sea. Thirst for meaning, Temple of Alignment to the graveyard. Torbrand resolves. We're going to get hit for 4 here. That's fine. Alright, we're down to 11. Pass the turn. We get back our Archon here. +1/+1. Alright, we're gonna Omen of the Sea to create a 2/2. Worst case, we have to shatter this guy, right? But let's see if we can avoid that by finding something like maybe an Aether Gust, right? So what is this guy doing? 3 damage to target creature. That's gonna kill it, right? Alright, we still get the trigger, so I guess that's fine, and then we get to shatter this guy. Yep. Alright. Alright, I think we keep Birth of Meletis. I think that's a fine keep. And, yeah, play land. Shatter this guy. Alright, pass the turn to our opponent. Let's see what they draw. Right, they draw nothing, apparently. So, we'll thirst for meaning first to see what we can find. Okay, those are good things. No, we're gonna decline. Let go of these Hallow Fountains that we don't need. Play Island. Play Archon. Pass the turn. I don't think our opponent has any way to kill Archon, so... Start by getting a 2/2 here. Lifelink 2/2. We'll decline that. Go on the attack. Gain 3. Opponent's down to 17. And I think this is game, guys. We have an Absorb and we have another Shatter this guy in hand. It's not like... There's no way our opponent can come back from this. We are even going to scry with this Omen of the Sea to find more stuff. No lands for us. Alright, we drew a Narset. That's actually pretty good. Play the Narset. Our opponent should be conceding anytime soon here. Yeah, we'll keep an Omen of the Sea. Alright, we're up to 19. Our opponent's down to 12. Don't think we even care about this right now. Well, let's make this short. See our opponent concede now. Alright, good game. That was all for today. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and click the bell icon if you want to get notified whenever we upload new videos. Have a good one.